Hey, what's up, guys? This video is about fame or fortune. Now, just to be clear, if you were to hit the lotto tonight, 50 million after taxes, that doesn't make you automatically famous. You have a lot of people who's, doing things like professional athletes. They probably be actors, but they're not famous, if that makes sense. So, guys, when you're out here in the dating market, I told you guys before, when we go out to the club in our 20s, we always see these guys, or it always be, a handful of guys that would, supposedly, right? Not all of them, but, some of them do be faking, but at the end of the day, not all of them faking. They're coming out with the fancy cars, nice clothes, and they always leave, empty-handed. Now, in today's world, you got social media, so you literally have these females that sleep with you, or get with you because you have a million followers on Instagram, or you're doing good on social media in general. Not necessarily saying that those people who has a lot of followers, they have a lot of money. As back in the day, Swisher House. If you guys live in Texas or whatever, F the fame, I want the change. So even today, I care nothing about it. About me just being famous. I just give me the money. That's all I care about. I'm cool. Because at the end of the day, I don't want the problems that's gonna come with it. You're gonna have problems that gonna come with it, but as far as my day life, whatever, I don't want those kind of problems. So I'm cool with being financially stable, or hell, financially successful. And I care really. I care nothing about being famous. Now, look at that Mr. Screws. You see a lot of guys, he's famous, he got all these followers, this and that. That don't mean they have money. If that makes sense. Same thing with the these fake ass Instagram models. There's no such thing as Instagram models, but whatever. You can't get paid off of that. They don't get paid. They just take their little slutty pictures and that's it. You know what I mean? They don't. So that's what I'm saying. They have 900,000 followers, but they be dead broke. Which is pretty much all of them, right? Because it's like you can't make any money off of this uploading photos. So it is what it is. So guys, we out there in the dating market. Understand that you may be this guy who's killing it financially, but you don't have any clout. Now in today's society, the average 304, if you care to to deal with 304s, they want the clout. They want the notoriety. Now if you don't have that, they won't deal with you. They won't deal with you. Of course. Gotta put this out there. If you look like Jonathan Majors, Chris Brown, Michael B. Jordan, you ain't got no problem in that department. I'll say that. But it gets to a certain level, especially if you're dealing with these 304s online. They all about the money, bro. I understand, if you get around some of them, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm looking for true love, I'm looking at yada yada yada. They don't care about none of that, bro. If anything, they get married, they want to, get married, get divorced 2 weeks later, child support, alimony, the whole nine. That's all they interested in, because they've been, I keep telling you guys, they've been doing this all their lives. Now, at the beginning, they was giving up for free 99. I'm gonna say this too. Even now, quite a bit of them is giving it up for the free 99. If you got a long enough pogo stick, they're gonna be tied to you sexually. But that's different. As far as a average guy, a regular guy who's just making a lot of money, nobody knows you. If you run across one of them kind of chicks, you gonna have to pay. That's all it is to it, because no one knows you. You don't have to, because you gotta understand. They worried about stuff that don't matter, bro. That's all they worry about. That's all they've been worried about. That's why they down bad. So of course, you're living great, but the fact that no one knows you, you don't have any followers, or you don't have a social media, let alone any followers, a large amount of followers on social media, they're not gonna give you the time of day. Now they will give you the time of day if you just go ahead and let them know, hey, how much for your time, whatever, you deal with that how you want to. But that's normally how you gonna get their attention, because they already own it already for money. So don't think, because I'm gonna impress or this and that. They don't care nothing about that, bro. All they care about is the money. Now you're gonna have some who gonna try to play you. They're gonna try to get you to send a deposit or whatever, and they're gonna try to run out on you. No. You keep it professional, man. Let them know, hey, I don't want to get to know you. You already know what it is. I just want the time. And they know what it is. And you're going to have somebody who'll be acting stupid or whatever like that. So for you not to incriminate yourself, of course, certain places, it's illegal to, for you to prostitute. So you gotta, talk about that offline or text message or whatever. If they don't catch on to what you got going on, go on to the next. There's an endless amount of fatherless women out there, bro, on the net. They all on there, bro. They all on there. So she ain't picking up what you try to lay down, go on to the next. So a couple examples I want to give. Okay, Rick Ross. Whether you care about him or not, you probably heard about what happened to him at one of his little events. So a guy like Rick Ross, of course, he has both, right? But this is that curveball I'm gonna throw at you. He doesn't have the sex appeal. He doesn't have the look to go with it. Now, obviously, he's not a tall person, but if he had the look to go with it, that's it. That's it. But somebody, Jonathan Majors, Chris Brown, Michael B. Jordan, they have all three. They have the trifecta, right? They have the look, the money, and the status. Now, if anything, if you have the status, you in there. If you have the looks, you in there. But it's only gonna get you so far. Let's be honest. It's only get you so far, right? So, a guy in Rick Ross' position, I tell you guys all the time, they know where they at on the food chain, but they refuse to accept reality. So a guy of his situation, of his status, he really believes he can get any female he wants. And of course, you already know. Side note, they never date the women that compliments them, right? They never do that, right? Like, let's be honest, even though Rick Ross lost quite a bit of weight, he's still out of shape. He's a fatback. Long story short, he's a fatback. But you'll never see him with a fatback. Even his baby mama, she's a stripper or whatever like that, at the time we got her. But even now, like all the women you saw him, you see him with, they're never fatbacks. So they want that 1% fee, which at the end of the day, they paying to play. I get it, I understand. But in the real world, it's like, bro, why you never get around those chicks who actually like you? But let's be honest, they're not gonna have. Not saying all will be ugly, right? But the looks department is not gonna satisfy them, because I'm pretty sure, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he has some decent looking females that trying to get at him or whatever. But he just ignored because guess what? They're not 19, they're not light skinned, yada yada yada. I get it. They don't have all these surgeries. So I'm pretty sure you got some nice 8s in there, probably some 7s that's trying to get at him, but he not gonna pay him no attention. So just be fair. It's not like all the chicks that that he has access to are all the chicks that like him, he gonna ignore, because even though they compliment him, it makes sense in the real world, they don't want that. They want the chick that, oh man, I got the baddest one, especially in the industry, they all share the same chick or whatever. So anyway, he'll never date a fatback, even though he's a fatback himself, because he has the money, he has a steady thing. Oh yeah, I deserve the greatest ever. Not necessarily, bro. If you don't compliment her, it ain't gonna work out. Now, of course, you can be that old dude, who's out of shape and over here taking these young 19-year-old girls on yacht cruises and stuff like that. If you want to do that, go ahead and do it. But every time you deal with them, you got to come out your pocket. This is what it is. But of course, them kind of guys, they already know what they set themselves into. It is what it is. So anyway, they went to an event. He tried to lean over and give the girl a kiss, and she straight up denied him. Of course, you got cameras, everybody taking pictures, and everybody, it's all on the internet. Everybody, it's right there in public, live. And she turned him down. She just denied him right there in front of everybody. Didn't give a shit, because at the end of the day, she like, hell nah. Like, I'll be your arm candy, but that's it. You know what I mean? She basically looking for a sugar daddy with no sugar. Hey, I ain't about to give you no sugar, but I just want your money. So he's at the end of the day, regardless of what you think about the guy, he's down bad when it comes down to the women. Even when he first started, gaining popularity, and one of the radio interviews, they asked him, they were like, hey, out of everybody, that's in the group, he was hanging out with French Montana at the time. He's out of everybody's in the group, which one of you get the most the women? And everybody at the same time said French Montana. You know what I mean? Light-skinned dude or whatever, got the wavy hair, yada, yada, yada. And at the end of the day, the dude in shape. So he has all that. He got a little fame. He's financially set. So, he looks pretty good for himself. So he good. Everybody in the group said, hey, French get all the women. They always go to him. I'm like, yep, because compared to him, look how you guys look. Like I keep telling you, I'm saying it again, because it's true. If you guys stay in shape, you always gonna be the first pick. You know what I mean? You always gonna be the first pick, I promise you, bro. If you just stay in shape, take care of your skin, you know, your breath ain't stinking, you know what I mean? You're always gonna be the first pick. So somebody in Rick Ross' position, for me, I'm just using myself as an example. Matter of fact, I'm a perfect example because I'm not gonna compare him to another celebrity. That'd be too easy. Somebody who's not a multi-millionaire and got all this notoriety, this regular old me. Put me next to Rick Ross. Matter of fact, I'm hanging out with him, right? I'm one of his guys. I'm hanging out with him. Everywhere he go, I'm his right hand man. This call like that. Me in shape, not like how I look now, like okay, like yeah, no. I'm talking about in shape. I got a strong 8-pack. You know what I mean? Me in shape, and I'm hanging out with Rick Ross. 10 out of 10, I'm getting that ass first. No doubt, because the guy's extremely short. He's fat. You know what I mean? So he don't have the comment because when I tell you guys all the time, you gotta have the mouthpiece. Not trying to be all over the video, but I'm just telling you guys these key tips. Only thing he has over me is the money. Fuck the notoriety, like he's famous. Screw all that. Only thing he has on me is the money. 10 out of 10, wherever we go, if the females come around, I'm getting their ass first. He can get the sloppy seconds, but I'm getting it first automatically. Because first, like I say, I'm tall. Of course, the skin complexion. Yeah, it's at the end of the day, you gotta seal the deal by how you run your mouth. You gotta have the mouthpiece. So let's just take the color out of it. We both black. Fuck it, we both black. I'm tall, I'm slim, and I got a mouthpiece on me. Him, he's short, he's fat, he's not good looking, but he got a lot of money. Now we're dealing with this regular old females, right? They hanging out, we together, they argue, well, I don't know who this dude is, but I mean, I'm going to assume that he got some money too, whatever. I'm getting it 10 out of 10 because at the end of the day, I know I can talk a female of panties easier than him. Because he gonna be talking, them kind of guys who got that charisma. So I know I can talk a female of panties way easier than him. Because I guarantee you, everything I'm gonna be talking about ain't gonna be nothing compared to what he's talking about. He gonna be talking about random dumbass shit, because I've been following the guy for a long time, so I already know how he communicates. He gonna be talking about money, trips, he gonna talk about material shit. Me, I'll make the bitch feel good, then next thing you know, I'm bending over on some random couch somewhere. I already know what it takes to get a girl interested. Automatically, she gotta have some kind of interest in you, right? That's a given, like duh, that's a given. But compared to me and him, no, I'm getting that 10 out of 10 every single time. Because like the confidence, people think, well, guys think because they get some money, this to say the money part alone, that their confidence is gonna be through. No. That's the problem. That's the difference between somebody who has it and somebody who doesn't. Somebody who has it, they not worried about money. They not worried about the latest car. They not worried about trying to dress to impress. Don't get me wrong, you're not gonna be no slob, but they're not worried about, oh, let me go get some $2,000 pair of shoes and get this $8,000 shirt. And blah. No. A dude that know he got it, he gonna pull up with some Levi's, some regular ass Chucks, and a fitted t-shirt. That's it. He might have a little necklace on or something. That's it. It's gonna be very minimalistic because he know that confidence, and on top of that, his looks is gonna seal the deal every single time. Because he got the looks, that's what's gonna reel him in, right? But you still gotta get him out the water. You gotta get him out the water and put him in the cooler. That mouthpiece alone is gonna seal the deal. So a guy like that, you can never compete against a guy like that. It's just because they have the raw talent. They have that's all they have. Well, not all they have. That's all they need to get a female, because it don't take a lot to get a female. Like I say, if you want a long term or whatever like that, it take a little more effort. But if you just like Netflix and chilling with a female, you don't need a lot, bro. You got the looks and you got that charisma, that's a wrap. Now somebody like him, Rick Ross, he gonna use his money. Oh, I got this big old house, I got all these cars, I'll fly over here, over there. And them kind of chicks they normally deal with don't even let the dudes bend them over, because they look at them as a trick, which they are. And like, okay, I'm gonna use this dude for a little fame, whatever, get my Instagram up, followers up, and I'm gonna ditch his ass. Same thing with the chick that's with him now. Well, they all do that. They all do that, bro. The rappers, all of them, they self-esteem is so jacked. I tell you guys before, when I used to be around them dudes, I used to be in the industry. All them guys got low self-esteem. All of them. Now, I ain't gonna say all of them 100%. You got some guys that's really, but It's very few of them, like a J. Cole, perfect example. You ain't got to worry about his self-esteem. He got it. He good. He like, hey, I ain't worried about, hey, you rock with me, I rock with you. You rock with me, I rock with you. If you don't rock with me, whatever. That's his personality. He got a couple other guys in the industry that's really like that, but majority of them, they low self-esteem, bro. You gotta understand, majority of these dudes are fucking short. These dudes are 4'3". So they already got little man syndrome, and so he already winning in the height department. If you're an average height dude, was it 5'8" or whatever, 5'9" for average height man in America? So you already winning already. The only reason why they recognize because they have 30 people around them. That's it. Because the majority of them dudes, they like average little, y'all see them, man. You know, but anyway, continue with the story. So, again, with somebody like him and me, I'm going to get it 10 out of 10. Now, of course, if you're looking for a chick to trick on real hard or whatever, that's gonna use for your money or whatever, and your fame, yeah, they gonna get that every day, all day, because they looking for that particular type of guy. Now, they want a guy they really want to hang out with and do all that. I'm gonna get that 10 out of 10. That's a fact. You gotta have that conversation, and that's the thing too. Never try to convince a woman to like you, bro. The women gonna like you off rip. Of course, as they get to know you, it's gonna finalize their decision. But they gotta like y'all real. So of course, a guy like him, he getting these chicks that would never talk to him, bro. And he knows that. And they out here playing him, and he over here just looking crazy. Like, bro, you can get you a decent looking chick, you can, jazz her up, and then you be all good. But they don't want that. They want that chick that they never was able to get in high school or middle school when it was growing up. They trying to convince those females to be with them now. Now they got some money and a little fame. And at the end of the day, they still don't want to be with them. I see it all the time. It's like, hey, that sucks for you. You know what I mean? So for a guy like him, he literally can get him a solid woman that got a head on her shoulders the whole nine, but he refused to do that because she's gonna look something like him. That's a fact, bro. So that's what it is. So guys, don't get it confused because you have some money that you automatically gonna be popular. That ain't got no. Or because you popular, you automatically gonna have a lot of money. It's a lot of them people on social media, they got these, nothing against these content creators, whatever you want to call them. They got a lot of following, they got a lot of views and this and that, but they broke. They working 2 jobs, on top of shooting their little content. So that's the thing about it. It's like, which one do you want to be? Now, you got some people who has it both. I already told you guys, gave 3 examples of who have all 3, who's a trifecta. But the average person, they don't really have, they're not going to have both. And me personally, I don't care about both. Just give me the money. Forget the fame, bro. I just want the money, that's it. I'll be okay. I will be okay, bro. I'll give me a personal trainer, give me a little chef or whatever, and I'll be all right. My body be sculpted up to the T, and I'll go out there and hit the scene. That's all it is to it. So you can have that charisma, but you gotta practice. It's trial and error. I can't give you guys a cheat sheet or nothing like that on how to. You gotta go out there. It's trial and error, bro. That's how I learned. That's how you gotta learn. Same thing if you go to college to be, I don't know, a damn electrician or something, or a dentist. Yeah, you get the basic knowledge, but you gonna get the training on the field, in the field. They can teach you everything they can in college on how to be a dentist, but at the end of the day, you gonna get the real training in the field. So that's what I'm saying, you guys, don't go out here be buying no program. Somebody, oh yeah, let me show you how to talk to these women or pick up. No, bro. You waste your money. Them people out there to scam you, homie. Just go out there, trial and error. That's all it is. So of course, don't say nothing stupid. You know what I mean? Don't say nothing dumb. But at the end of the day, you're gonna slip up, you're gonna make mistakes, but you learn from that and you do better. That's all it is, bro. So again, people in his position, because it's many guys that got, they got the money, they got the fame, but they don't have the look. They don't have the charisma. I just watch these videos on how these guys be talking. Oh my God, bro, you struggling to talk to us on social media, so I know you doing terrible when it comes down to talk to a female. The easiest part to talk to a female is just talk to them regular, bro. All that pickup line stuff, no, just talk to them regular. Of course, you're not gonna talk to them, most like myself. Obviously, you guys know I'm pretty vulgar, but I'm not gonna talk to a female the same way I talk to my buddies. It's just I kind of, I clean it up a little bit. It's not, even when I talk to my buddies, I don't talk all crazy, nothing like that, but I clean it up a little bit. But I just talk to them the same, and then you go from there. If you guys are worried about what to say or not messing up, guess what? You gonna mess up. we're gonna be at a point in the situation, we're gonna be a time when you talk to a female, you ain't gonna know what to say because you so busy focusing on, oh, I gotta say the right thing, or let me say something cool, whatever. You'll always mess up. Just throw it out the window, man. Just talk to her straight up like an actual adult. You know what I mean? That's all it is to it. So guys, that's really what it is. So, let's be fair. At some point, again, the Instagram girls, for example, damn, all of them are prostitutes, but I'm just telling you guys whether you want to believe it or not. Those kind of females, they not looking for no love. They just want the money, bro. Same thing with the strippers. No matter what they tell you when you inside the building, at the end of the day, they want your money, bro. They want your money. So if you that kind of guy, like, you know what? I'm good on money. I know money I can pretty much get any female I want. I'm going to go ahead and hit up that Instagram. By all means, go ahead and do it because that's all they want anyway. You're not paying them to stay, you're paying them to leave, right? So if you're going to keep it peak, by all means, go ahead and do it. If you're killing the game, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, you get a little hoe or whatever, and you pay a couple thousand, so you can bend over and get out of there, by all means, go for it. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to like you for who you really are, no matter how you look, no matter how big your status is, how famous you are, it don't matter. At the end of the day, those average women, those women like that are just programmed to get the money, bro. That's all they want. They want money and chaos. Now, you got the money, but you don't want the chaos. Hey, man, go ahead and slide them a little something, bend them over and get them out of there. That's all it is to it. So it gets to a certain level to where no matter what you bring or let me say this. No matter how great you're doing in life, they don't care, bro. At the end of the day, they just want your money. So understand that the higher you climb that ladder, it's gonna get to the point to where you're gonna be paying for more inconvenience. That's the one thing money does for you. It provides convenience for your life. So I'm gonna say this: you might be that guy. You might be a famous football player. You've been in the game for 5-6 years. You'll be just making crazy money every year. You're gonna get around females and be like, okay, yeah, he got all this going on for him, but I still don't care. I just want his money. So when you get in there, and you will get in that room, just understand what it is. You either play ball or not. At the end of the day, it's up to you, because I look at it like this. I'd rather just pay for it to be one and done, get the chick who look good, even though you don't care nothing about her. It's gonna be an even check because you don't care nothing about you. She look good, all this, all right, cool. I just want the experience. Because I already know a chick like you ain't nothing but problems. Ain't nothing. I hate the way you talk. I hate what you talk about. I hate everything. Like, you just look good. I just want to bend you over and get on out of there. So that's all it is. So I'd rather just do that, pay a chick a couple dollars, get up out of there and go about my life. Instead of me trying to pretend that she really care about me. She don't care about you, homie. She don't care about you. If anything, she care about you getting her pregnant so she can go ahead and get on that gravy train. Other than that, nah, bro. Just go ahead and chuck up dollars and get up out of here. Go on to the next. That way your life be a little less hectic. But you just be honest with yourself. That's all I'm saying. Just be honest with yourself, bro. It is what it is. You got them guys who in that situation, like I told you guys in one of my older videos. You got guys really believing that this chick is really with them because they actually care about them. Like, no, they there because of the lifestyle. And I'll just do it like that. I'll just do it like that. Like I said, you ain't got to do that, bro, at all. But I'm just saying, if you that kind of guy who want to get with these good-looking females, it's just best to pay and be on your way, bro. Pay them, lay them, and be on your way. That's just all it is to it. You over here going to be wasting so much money. You understand, they broke, bro. They broke. They not educated at all. So all they understand is chaos, drugs, and money. And you gonna be around that every day? Nah, every day you with it, you gotta crack open your wallet. Nah, bro, I'd rather, man, listen, get a couple dollars, meet me at this Mustang Inn, you know what I mean, for a good little 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then depending on how, if she's pleasant or not, 30, maybe an hour. After that, we go our separate ways, I go on to the next. That's how I would do it, I'll be honest with you know what I mean? But for me, I already know what I can get, I'm okay. I'm not, them Instagram girls, I get tired of looking at me personally. So there's so many good looking women out here, but a lot of you guys are caught up on that fake lifestyle. You think, oh no, nah, man, please. There's so many, y'all talking about Beyonce, no shade thrown at Beyonce, but man, anyway, the video's already long enough, bro, but just keep that in mind. Just because you have money don't mean you famous. Just because you famous doesn't mean you have money. In today's age, women, they really look for guys who have that status, not so much money. So just keep that in mind. But I'm gonna say this too. That charisma has to be at an all-time high if you're gonna be dealing with them kind of females, bro. Because outside of, you spending money on them, what else can you do to have, for them to be interested in you? And we all know, they hold, so, you have a good pipe game, whatever, you're gonna be in there like swim well. So just be aware of that, man. But don't look at them guys and think they got it all. It's all material things, bro. When it come down to, they love life or whatever, it's in shambles. Because if you don't have the looks, on top of that, the personality, you always gonna be struggling. This is reality, bro. A lot of them guys, you got what's the guy, the Amazon guy, I forgot his name. He paid to play, but it's all good. He don't care. It's even exchange, bro. He ain't denying, he ain't lying to himself. He over there bagging tens, like, hey man, I pay him a couple dollars to keep him around, give me, my penis wet or whatever every now and then, I'm happy. So if he like it, I love it. So just be aware of that, man. Just be aware of that. So you gotta have the charisma, you gotta have the look. Not necessarily say look department, it's not always gonna be the exact same, you look the same as the next man. It's just, you just look good for yourself. And you have that personality that go with it. You're gonna be all right. So just letting you guys know, this letting you guys know what you need to be aware of. That's all there is to it, man. But yeah, that's all it is, man. It ain't complicated. But you got a lot of guys in Rick Ross' position who got the fame, who got the money, and they love life is trash because they not being real with themselves. If they just be honest with themselves, they'll be all right, bro. Because I'm telling you this right now. I mean, it's great having all. I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, I know it's great to have all that stuff. But you ain't got nobody to share it with. Every day you over here looking for the next chick to be with you, and she only gonna be with you for your money. And it got to the point now they ain't even let you. You can't even bend them over, cause that chick that Rick Ross dealing with, the chance of him bending over is rare. Like she wasn't able to kiss you in public. I know she ain't giving you unlimited blowjobs. That's a fact. That's how bad it is. Cause they know they can find them a next simp that's gonna do the same thing. They ain't gotta do nothing with it. That's the new hoes now that's coming out. I can get all this stuff from them, and they ain't even gotta bend them over, get bent over by them, or they ain't gotta, give them unlimited blowjobs. Yeah, a lot of chicks, and they getting away with it. Now, keep in mind, they're not virgins. They sleep with who they want to sleep with. Of course, them guys they sleep with ain't got nothing they don't have nothing close to what these guys have. You would think they'd be nice about it. Okay, well, I'll let them bend me over. You know what I mean? Since he over here taking me on these exotic trips like that. That lets you know how the respect level is not there when these females are dealing with these kind of dudes. There ain't no way in hell I'm about to take you somewhere and I ain't about to, unlimited blowjobs or I can't bend you over. Nah, but they do it to themselves because if they don't work that girl, they're gonna find another one. They'll do the same thing, and guess what? The same thing will happen to them. They'll get rejected. On top of that, they spending money on them and stuff like that. They getting they clout up. So they gonna find them a good looking. Nah. You getting bent over, man. If I'm in my situation to where I'm living like that, oh no, you getting bent. It's no questions asked, and I'm not spending no money on you. I'm not gonna do that. Nah. This is what it is. Like I probably take your ass a KFC. I don't know, but like nah, I know you a hoe. I'm gonna treat you like one. Them dudes are getting with hoes and treating them like they virgins or something like that. They're like, nah, like they nuns. I'm like, nah, after she get through talking, leave your ass at this event, she about to go to a little Pookie or Ray Ray and get bent over for the free. That's all it is to it. They do it to themselves, but that's the situation you don't want to be in. But I'm gonna say this: if you're in that situation and you ain't trying to wipe, which you never wipe up a hoe, I don't care what's going on in your life, never do that. Just go ahead and pay to play, bro. Go ahead and get your pick. You know what I mean? Let her know, hey, what your game plan is. If she ain't picking up what you dropping, go on to the next. It's an endless amount of fatherless women on those social media sites, bro. So just do what you can with it. Like I'll be real with you. I ain't knocking nobody. Hey, cause me, if I was on that kind of, on that kind of game plan, I'll be on that too. But me, like, nah, I'm okay. Cause I'll go get me a librarian. I'll go get me a school principal or a teacher or something like that. And I'll pick, you know what I mean? I already know what I'm gonna do, so I ain't worried about that. But if I was on that kind of game plan, oh yeah, I'll be on Instagram. All right, I'm like. All right, go in their inbox. Hey, little mama, that's what I got going on. Are you free to, this weekend or whatever? I'm trying to whatever. How much is your time? And then I'm gonna go from there. I'm gonna drop that line to all of them, and somebody gonna bite. That's all, and that's it. I'm just go like that and go on to the next. If you want to live like that's how you supposed to do it. Don't be trying to, man. But anyway, this video too long, man. But y'all got any questions, concerns, any comments, leave them down below. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. And no matter what, I'll take your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.